The Abbey Carpet Business Empowerment Series is a Rehmann podcast geared toward franchisees. Our industry professionals will link real clients and experiences to the relevant business solutions and topics affecting the franchise industry today. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Empower Your Purpose by Rehmann. My name is Brett Nesbit, and I'll be your host today. We intend to do this one and many, many more. So hopefully this will go well for us. Our goal with these, just because this is our first one, we hope to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the exciting world of accounting, tell you a little bit about Rehmann, but then most importantly, we want to showcase our great clients. And it just so happens that we have one here in studio today. So all the way from Denton, Texas, the great state of Texas, YouTube sensation.
Legend in his own mind.
Legend in his own mind.
Yes.
Mr. Scott Gaulden, owner of Simmons Floor Covering and Restoration.
Yeah.
Scott, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Brett. It's an honor to be a part of this, and especially the very first time.
It is our maiden voyage, man.
I'm your first one. Here we go.
I think you and I should just do all of these together.
There we go.
What do you think?
I'm game.
Just the two of us?
Absolutely.
The next one will be on floor covering.
Oh, no. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. So our topic today, Mr.
Yes.
Gaulden, is going to be on business operations.
Sure.
Did we talk about this before you showed up?
Not a bit.
I didn't think so.
No, this
Good.
comes as a surprise to me.
Wonderful.
I thought we were talking about whiskey, but okay.
That's how we like it.
Okay.
So to do that, though, we have to introduce our other guest.
Yes.
So Sharon Berman, longtime colleague and friend of mine, sitting today, I believe.
Very nice lady, by the way.
Super nice lady.
Absolutely.
Brings up the IQ in this room by about 1,000.
Right. She's not even wearing glasses.
And she's not even wearing glasses.
Right.
Is joining us as well, I believe, from the great city of Chicago. So Sharon, are you with us today?
I am here, and thanks for the intro, and thanks for lightening the mood here, guys.
Well, so each of us, now that we're here, is going to have to sing our own fight song to the university we went to. So Scott, you go first.
Okay.
All right. So go right. I'm just kidding.
I'll break in. I'll break it.
Wait, hang on. Wait, can we stop this? No. So Sharon, thank you again for joining us. Sharon heads up our solutions department throughout the firm, works with all of our franchises across the country. And then it does our business solutions division, which we'll talk about as we get into this. So before we get started, though, I do have to give a big shout out to one of my great clients that actually got us here today. If not for them, we wouldn't be here. So 10 years ago, almost to the day, and you may know these people well as well.
I think we're talking about the same
We're
folks.
talking about the same folks.
Yep.
Abbey Carpet Co.
Right.
Decided to take the leap of faith and have us be their CPA. So over that 10 years, these guys, to us, to our firm, have been one of the best business partners you could possibly ask for. They have been our advocate, and they've been our champion. They've allowed us to participate in the national events that they have, which is where I met you.
Yes.
And really, honestly, without them, we wouldn't be sitting here in this pretty cool little room today. So just want to give a big shout out to Abbey.
I've done a lot for my business over the years.
If they're watching today, or when we
Thanks,
send
guys.
this to them, thank you. Seriously.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So Scott, let's talk about Simmons Floor Covering.
Okay.
And let's talk about Scott Gaulden.
Cool.
Start us off, man. Tell us who you are, where you're from. Tell us about Simmons.
Well, let's see. I am a flooring dealer for the last 18 years.
Mhm.
I bought a flooring business without any experience in flooring. I literally had no experience in the industry. I was simply trying to get out of corporate America. I was going to get out any way I could. I found a flooring business that was for sale and signed up for that. So, and I can't believe I've been in 18 years now. It's just time's flown.
Are you born and raised in Denton, Texas?
I was born in and raised in Plano, Texas,
All right.
and then lived in California for several years, and Seattle on the West Coast, and then came back to Texas and swore to God I'd never leave.
Man,
Yeah.
that's
so,
cool.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of this when we were talking, is that you came actually to Florida today. We asked you to come down and join us
Yes.
because you wanted to get out of the heat.
The heat dropped, but the humidity just went off the charts in Florida.
We don't get that phrase a lot in August in Naples, Florida.
Yes,
So
yes.
I thought that was wonderful.
Yeah, but you do get a little bit of rain. We have missed the rain here lately, so
Well,
it's
every
nice
once
to
in a
see
while.
things that are green.
Every once in a
Everything's Dust Bowl in Texas right now.
So tell us about then your relationship with Abbey. Now you said you've been with them for a few years. And
Yes.
What do they do for you? What have they done for you, if you don't mind me asking? And
Well, if I can
Tell us a
start,
little
from,
about
I'll just start from the start. This
Start with your
happened in
childhood.
about 2015. No, we're not going back that far. about 2015, a guy came into my store and said, "Hey, we'd like to talk to you about joining our franchise situation." And I, to be quite honest with you, I wasn't really that interested at the time, but he was somebody that I'd known from the industry. I respected him, and I said, "Okay, I'll give it a try. I'll take a look at it." And was brought out to Naples, met with Steve, and Steve gave me a lot of really good advice right from the very start. And I was in I would say it's a really rough place. I had a flooring store that had moved in about 2 years before, literally right next door to my business. And they had 4 stores, and this was their 4th store. They were well capitalized. They were taking all of the product in the market. They're basically telling vendors, if you want to be in our store, you can't be in Simmons. So I was really being pinched at a really tough time, and was concerned about profit margins and things like that. And Steve came along and said, "Look, I can do two things for you. I can make your business more profitable by helping you raise your margins, and I can help you get the product that you're not getting in your store right now." That was enough for me. That, everything else beyond that was icing on the cake. So we've had a relationship now for about 7 years. I've participated with several of the vendors like yourself. I've had a great opportunity to network with a lot of the other dealers that are in the network. Gotten a lot of great ideas from them. Developed some relationships, and I've been very satisfied with what I've gotten from Abbey so far.
They are again a nationwide franchisor. They have from sea to shining sea.
Yes,
all over the country. So it's cool that they could get down and help you out.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty neat.
Besides that, I've got a wife of 36 years and 3 kids, and we're now at a point where we're beginning to lead a kind of a nice lifestyle and enjoying that part of life. And that's who I am. Well, it's very much who I am.
That's really cool. So I know I was kidding you about being a YouTube sensation, but you really are.
Well, we've used a lot of video in promoting the business.
You have done a lot of your stuff, and I watched some of that stuff. It's really, really cool. You do a really fun, kind of cool job with what you do with your clients.
I've been having a blast with it, by the way. It's been a lot of fun. I've had some really great clients that look good on camera as well. That's part of it. And we've gotten a lot of good feedback. We've sold a lot of projects, because when we're talking with a customer and we show them a video, hey, here's a recent project that we finished, and here's the customer saying all these nice things about us, and they see something they like and they're like, that's what I want. They're sold. We don't have to do any more selling at that point. Now we're just trying to figure out what they want to do in their house. Yeah. So it takes a lot of the selling out of the game. And so I think it's made the job for my salespeople a lot easier as well.
Well, so once you have a job, you sell a job, it has to come in and has to go through all of the operational stuff. You got to get it booked. You got to get it installed. You got to do all the stuff that maybe sometimes you like to do, sometimes you don't like to do. So
I'm trying to get away from all of that.
Trying to get away from all of that stuff. So tell us a little bit about the details, but tell us about the operations of your store. How do the trains run?
Well, I've got 5, we call them project managers, because my selling proposition is you'll have one person responsible for the project from start to finish. We feel like that's a big selling point for the clients that we're going after. And so I've got 4 guys that are working on flooring, as well as some minor home alterations, a little bit of kitchen and bath remodeling. And then I have another project manager that's exclusively for insurance work that we're doing. We're doing a lot of full house or restoration from flood damage and things like that. We're finding that the insurance segment is a nice segment to be operating in.
So they come in, you get it booked, you get it worked on, and then that's where the magic happens. That's where the accounting starts.
Yes.
And then my understanding is that is maybe not necessarily your favorite part of your job.
We've had this discussion before. Yes.
Once or twice. It seems like we have. Maybe that's why you're here.
Yeah, could be.
Who's to say?
Numbers start to just be like a river of crap running through my head. That's the best way I can describe it. It becomes overwhelming. And I consider myself an educated person, somebody that understands things, but it can get really confusing fast. And that's where I think our relationships have been real good. But we'll probably get to that point a little bit later. But I found that I need somebody that can sit and help make the numbers make sense.
Well, let's see if we can find somebody.
Okay.
It may not be me.
Well,
that's entirely possible. So what we do at the firm, we have gone through, because you and I were talking about this, some of the Dale Carnegie training that we've had over the years. Yes. And so we've morphed that into what accountants do. Right. And it comes back to a 4-question deal that we go through with our clients. So are you ready for the 4 questions?
Let's hear it.
We don't have 3. and 5 is too many. So,
Okay.
so we're going to do 4.
Don't ask me my weight.
Well, okay. So now we only have 3 questions.
Okay.
Because that's where we were going to start.
Okay.
All right. So now you'd mentioned to us that you now work more on your business than in your business, which is just simply a great phrase. And so we'll get into that as we go through these questions. And I want to know where you stand today and where you want to be at the end of the rainbow. So our first question is, we call it as is.
Right.
So where is your business today relative to operations, financial health, growth, all that sort of stuff? Where is your business today?
We've grown about 20% year over year the last 2 years. We have developed a remodeling portion of our business, which I'm pretty excited about.
Mm-hmm. We've
increased our gross margins significantly over the last 2 to 3 years and trying to continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, what else can I tell you about the operations side? We're trying to implement, we've kind of studied a little bit of EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System.
Yeah.
The whole idea that everything needs to have a process. We're not completely implemented there, but we've made a lot of progress in the last year of putting in processes and procedures for everything that we do, because we want to be able to repeat it over and over and over again. And that was kind of a mindset change over the last several years. I've really developed a change in mindset of what do I want to be as a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked a little bit about
Absolutely.
this, and maybe we address that as, up through about 2015, I was working 6 days a week. I was doing a lot of the measures. I was responsible for a lot of the actual sales of the business. I was probably responsible for more than half of the sales. I wasn't doing a good job at developing the people that I had working for me, because I was spending all of my time just trying to keep the doors open and the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to a point where I just said, I don't want to do this anymore. I've got to make some changes. And I'd lost my way, if you will, after 2008 and the recession and all the difficulty. Kind of was just in a rut. And so I started kind of changing my thinking about what it was I felt like my role should be. And slowly I started deciding I've got to be a business owner and not just the guy that's doing all the work here.
Yeah.
And like one of the first things that I did was I set aside one morning a week where I didn't go into the store. I set aside Thursday morning. I put it in my calendar. I said, and it was blocked off. I wasn't going to take any customer appointments or do anything during that time frame. And all I was going to do is figure out what are the projects that need to be done in the business. I was going to stay home. I was going to work on those. Not get it. I told people, don't interrupt me during this time. This is my time. And what's happened is over the last several years, that half a day has now grown into 2 days where I'm not ever in the store, and I'm just sitting on those days. I'm focusing on, how I'm growing my business, doing other things, developing new concepts, and I'm having a lot more fun. I'm at a fun point in life, just doing that type of thing, Brett. And what I think what I'm hoping that people get out of this podcast is those things are possible for you. If that's what you're looking for, those things are possible. You just have to start making the right steps. And it starts with one step and then a second step. And before you know it, you're running in the right direction.
So you don't go to the office every day?
No.
See, I struggle to find the office.
Okay.
So that's a bit problematic. So maybe I should try going to the office more often.
Yeah, well, they have this thing on Apple that they're on your iPhone that allows you to.
Oh, there's like a map thing?
Yes.
Really?
And it'll tell you the directions to get there.
I'm going to make myself a note.
There you go.
And I'm going to give it a try. All right. So next question.
Okay.
So well done on the first one, by the way.
Thank you.
So the next one is, where do you want your business to be? That's the should be phase. That's what we call it. So,
right.
And you're already working on that. Totally understand. But
right.
Tell us where the business should be. Where would you like for it to be?
I'd like to see us doing over $5 million a year in sales. We're approaching $4 million a year in sales. I'd like to do that. The piece that I've been working on, one of the pieces I've been working on in the last 6 months, is 2 new concepts that are online concepts that basically are more of an automated approach. It's designed to go after the millennial market. And I don't want to go any deeper into it than that, but by taking a lot of the operations and putting it with some other people and taking care of policies and procedures, that's opened me up to have more time to really kind of create,
Mhm.
which I want to create something new. I want to be known for something new in the industry. So that's the direction I'm going in right now.
What a good segue. I mean, you notice you said policies and procedures in accounting.
Yes.
That's stuff you don't want to do.
I don't.
I may have a solution for you.
Okay.
I may have, and so this is going to come up now. So what are the barriers for you to get from the as is to the should be phase?
Well, we talked about this. I need a better financial reporting, more detailed. One of the challenges that I've had as a business, especially in flooring, is it doesn't seem like the operating systems, we won't name names on this podcast, but several of the different operating packages that are out there they don't necessarily have great accounting. They do great at inventory. They do great at, tracking progress of sales, et cetera, but they don't really do accounting so well because we have this differential in when a job is sold versus when it's completed, and when do we report this expense against this revenue. Getting that lined up has been a real challenge, and you've certainly helped me in my business to get that done. But it's something that we're having to work more and more on, so that I get like quarterly reports, so I have a better handle on, are our margins where they need to be? Am I generating the types of just quality business that I'm looking for? So we've had this discussion. I'm looking for somebody that can help me have timely reporting, so I'm not waiting until 6 months into the next year when the tax return's finally done to find out how am I doing. Right. I don't want to look in the rearview mirror. I want to be looking forward a mile or two down the road.
Yeah. It's just
that's where the problems are coming.
Yeah. If you don't have the kind of reporting and you want to spend time with it, you've got to have it in a timely manner.
Right.
Otherwise you can't make decisions. Like you said, you're just looking back, and what's the difference at that point?
Right.
It's 6 months down.
Can't do anything about what happened last year.
Nope.
Right.
No,
so
not one bit.
Right.
So let's bring in Sharon then. Sharon knows about this stuff.
Okay.
So Sharon, are you with us? There she is, right there.
I am here.
Hey, welcome. So you've heard the as is and the should be, and you've heard the barriers part of it. So how about if you tell us a little bit about what you do and how we can help Scott?
Well, Scott, thank you for taking the time to join us today, all the way from Texas, and for sharing with us some of your as is, should be, and barriers. I wrote a note down as I was listening on the quarterly reports. Our clients are getting their information within 5 days after the end of the month. So maybe somewhere between quarterly and monthly, but it sure shouldn't be 6 months after the year ends that you're getting your financial information. Rehmann created a department in 2019 called Solutions. And our goal for Solutions is to provide that back office experience for our clients. And it's in everything from HR solutions, writing policy manuals, helping onboard employees, helping offboard employees. We have a group that all they do is technology solutions, whether it's network solutions or if it's cybersecurity, which is a big word these days. The technology solutions is there to help with those kinds of things. My group does outsourced accounting and CFO solutions, and that's the group that's focused on our clients' ability to collect, manage, and report on financial and operational information to tell you where your biggest risks and opportunities are going forward, and provide you with a roadmap to growth and sound financial health. Kind of sounds like what you just described, Scott, a little bit, is getting timely financial information.
Yes.
We really want to work with our clients throughout the year and not just once a year. That I preach that to our tax department all the time. Let's get in there. Let's get their books up to speed. Maybe we just do monthly work, or maybe we just do quarterly work, or maybe we do the work daily. But working with our clients throughout the year as opposed to once a year certainly puts you in a better position for tax planning, for business planning, and provides you full insight into those profit margins you referred to see where you're really doing. And it's not 6 months after the end of the year while you're filing your tax return.
Right. Well, and one of the things that I was thinking that can sometimes be a barrier for a flooring dealer, we're all small businesses. There's all costs, there's budgets that we have to stay within. And as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're afraid to go outside to get expertise because you're afraid of what the cost is going to be and what the ROI on that cost is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned that I've kind of gone through a mindset change in all of this. And one of the mindset changes I've had is I've come to realize that my time is worth a certain dollar amount. And if I'm not doing that work that's worthy of that dollar amount, then I'm cheating my business. I'm not doing what I need to be doing. I need to be focusing on work that's at a certain dollar value every single hour. And so I'm in the process of putting together a team of outside people that can help me. You know, I'll give marketing as an example. I've got an MBA in marketing. I still have a marketing person that's working for me, that's helping to take care of a lot of the work that needs to be done, because I just don't have time to spend the hours analyzing and doing it. I just need to know, here's what the bottom line is. And the same thing with the accounting services that you guys offer. Could I do it if I spent a whole lot of time trying to figure it out? I maybe could get there, but with all of these things that you're offering, Sharon, you know, if a dealer is afraid to step out and say, you know, engage you guys for a concern of cost, they have to understand that their time is worth a certain amount of money, and you guys are able to do it more efficiently at a lower cost than what I'm doing it for. I'm being more profitable with my time. That's the mindset change that I've gone through. And I would encourage other dealers to be thinking about it that way: is what is the value of your time? And are you spending it on the things that you really need to be spending it on?
Yeah, we call it the highest and best use of your time.
Exactly.
The highest and best use of your time. You should be making business decisions and letting people like us and your other surrogates and your employees provide you the data so that you can make the decision. If you're buried in the weeds, like you and I have said, you're wasting your time.
Right.
At this point.
Right. Yep.
Yep. Totally.
It's costing you money.
It is. It's costing you money.
Right.
So Sharon, what other kind of things that we can offer this guy?
Well, a couple things come to mind that what you and Scott just said. The accounting dollars, the money you're spending on accounting, a lot of times those dollars were misplaced, and they are spent when it's time to do a tax return, cleaning things up throughout the year. So you've gone a year kind of blindfolded, and then the work goes over to the accountant to prepare a tax return, and they spend a lot of time cleaning that up. I think those dollars could be shifted to working with a firm throughout the year to provide insight into your number. The other thing that I think we need to realize, and Scott, you mentioned some of this, is leveraging technology to streamline accounting processes and procedures. You said you spent a lot of time on developing a process and procedure for everything. That's what we do in the accounting world on things. I have no experience in flooring from doing flooring, other than liking to buy flooring or what have you. But from an accounting standpoint, we can come in, we can put processes and procedures around your accounting processes. And then we can also come in and help to find the right technology solutions that are going to provide the right information to you on a timely basis. So those are a couple big ways that I think we can help. And then if we layer on our CFO solutions, where we can really make the next step from a strategic perspective, looking at KPIs and building budgets and financial projections to give you the information and insight into your business to make the best strategic business decisions that you need to make. So it's kind of like you said earlier, work on your business versus working in your business. What is it that we want people to do? Let us enable the working on your business so you can work in the business, on your business. I'm sorry, got it backwards.
Sure. One other thought that just came to my mind, Brett, we've talked about this a little bit, is, why did I go in to business in the first place, right? I'm a corporate America refugee. One of the things that I fought in the early days of owning a business is I didn't want to go back to that lifestyle, okay? That very regimented, disciplined lifestyle. But what I have learned, and I'm never going to go back to that lifestyle, okay? But what I have learned is that there's a reason why corporations grow and are profitable, and it's because they have the procedures in place and they do the right things over and over again. And again, part of that mindset change as a entrepreneur is I need people to help me set that up so that I can get the results that I want, so I can lead the lifestyle that I signed up for when I first did this, right? I don't know anybody that said, yeah, I really want to trade this job for one that I get to work six days a week. That wasn't what the trade was. I wanted freedom to be able to do the things I wanted to do. And without these kind of things, I can't get that freedom that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, absolutely. So what do they say? It's beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't want that.
No.
And accountants love to do accounting. Imagine that. So I mean that's our value proposition.
Sure.
And amongst other things, but we want to do this work for our clients. We want our clients to call us. We want them to talk to us. We want them to be the person that they call when they're picking out their car. I mean, we want to get to that depth of relationship with people. So just doing the tax return, as Sharon alluded to, I happen to be a tax person. So yeah, you do the tax return. That's the end of the game. If we're not helping you all throughout, then we're probably as a firm probably not doing our job very well.
Well, and can I say why you're my accountant?
Because of my go ahead.
It's not good looks and charm. No, it's not good looks and charms or the glasses.
I was hoping.
So when we and I first met, we talked about this. I was just beginning to kind of come out of a difficult, challenging financial situation, kind of work my way out. I had some plans of what I wanted to do with the business, but the challenge I had as an entrepreneur is I didn't want to expose myself. I did not want, because when you're talking about all your financial information, you're being very vulnerable. I say it's a little bit like going to the urologist. Okay. It's not a fun situation. You've got to have a level of trust with that person. And I just felt like when we first had a contact, I had somebody that I could relate to that wasn't going to be like, well, why did you ever do that? Or, was judgmental. I've seen accountants do that. It's like, well, there was a mistake you made. Well, yeah, thanks now.
Yep, thanks, right. Appreciate it.
But I wanted to have a relationship with somebody that I felt like I could feel like I could share what it is that truly needed to be shared. Because again, it's easy for me to just cover it up and dream it'll go away, right? That's kind of if there's a problem, well, I don't really need to look at the financials because they may tell me things that I really don't want to know. Okay. Well, I felt like with you, I had somebody I could have a level of trust with. And that's why you're my accountant. And again, I would encourage others that are out there. That's what you need to find in your accountant. It's not just somebody to pound out your taxes, but somebody that you can feel like you can share some things with, because there's going to be sometimes you're going to have challenging conversations. And I sometimes need somebody that will push back a little bit and say, hey, you're not thinking right. And that's what we've been able to develop in the last couple of years.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I mean, we can talk to each other. We can. We can talk to each other just about anything. And we're grateful for that. I mean, we work hard on that within our firm.
Yes.
And try very hard to create those relationships with people.
Yes.
And you'd be surprised. I mean, people that come into the office, how much, and you've said it, how much fear they have when they walk into the accountant's office. Not to us, we feel like we're just a bunch of nerds with
green eye shades.
Green eye shades. And, we got pen marks on our. I mean, it's hard for us to fathom that anybody would ever be afraid of an accountant, but it's true. Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
So we try hard to break down those barriers. So I'm glad that we've been able to do that with you.
Yeah. Well, I just want to encourage anybody that if you're looking for that in a relationship, they'll find it with you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You bet.
That. I appreciate it. So, so last question, not for this, but this last question. Okay. So we've gone through, we know where you are. We know where you want to be. We've talked about some of the barriers. What is going to be the payout for you? What's going to be the end game? It doesn't have to be financial. It could be anything. What's going to make you feel good after you go through all of this hard work that you've already done, and then this next phase that gets you to the end?
It's funny that you asked that question, because it's been in the back of my mind as I've turned, I'm 58. We've talked about that. We're in the same kind of age range.
Yeah, I'm 85.
Right.
So,
you look like it. No,
it's all the facelifts.
Okay. There comes a point where you start looking down the road and you see there's going to be an endpoint somewhere, right? And it changes the way that you approach life, and not just in your business, but in your family and everything else. So I spent part of this mindset change that I think I've gone through is I started looking down the road and I said, well, what do I want this thing to look like when I'm done? What's the legacy that I'm trying to lead? Or leave. And it was a couple of things were important to me. One was my family. I want to make sure that they're taken care of and provided for, and that they have all the resources they need that in the next generation to do some things that they might want to do. I don't want to leave penniless. I want to leave with something there. And I happen to have a special needs son that I need to be able to provide for. So it's really important that the resources are there for him to be taken care of for however long that he lives. Another thing, just from a business standpoint, it's real important for me that I have at least, I want to go out with a bang. I don't want to go out with a whimper, right? So I'm at a point where I'm trying to develop some new ideas and some new things, and I want to have an impact on my industry. And then the final thing is I've got some young people that are working with me, and I've got some young people that I'm having an opportunity to have an impact with. And I want to be a mentor to them. I want to be able to bring them along so that they've got a future. I've got a young man that's working for me now. He's been with me for a little over a year, and it's just setting the world on fire. And I knew the minute I'm with him, I was like, this is somebody I want to work in my organization. He's doing great, but I want to pour into him so that whether he's working for me or he goes out on his own or whatever his future is, I want him prepared for life. And, one of these days, maybe he looks back and goes, man, I just appreciate that somebody poured into me like that. Cause I've had others that have done that for me. So that, I don't know if that answers your question. It's a long answer, but that's what I want the payoff to be.
Oh, I think that's just great. Again, it's multifaceted.
Yes.
There's all kinds of things going on, and this is just going to be the next phase of your life.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
I want to enjoy the next. Well, I'm 58. I don't see myself retiring, but I do see myself slowing down quite a bit when I hit the late 60s. I want to enjoy that time. I want to have the resources to be able to have that kind of life. I don't want to be working 5-6 days a week.
Well, I mean, so that for us, then we think about things like succession planning that we do, and we think about trust and estate planning, and we think about retirement planning and all of those sorts of things. And some of the stuff that Sharon had alluded to as well, that we really want to work with our clients on.
Yeah,
we want to do that kind of stuff. That to us is the fun stuff.
Well, we've talked about that. How many people get to the end and they lose all of the value of their lifetime's worth of work because they didn't make plans for what's going to happen the day that they're gone?
Yeah.
They're pretending that it's not going to happen. There's going to come that day, right?
Yeah. And
if you don't plan for it, bad things are going to happen.
If you don't plan for it, it's just unfortunate because you get that call and you're like, well, I'm 6 months out and I want to sell my business. I'm like, no, you're about 3 years too late.
Yeah.
You know? You can sell it, but man, we had to work on this before 6 months from now.
Right.
Yeah, no question. So you've been through a few business, partners over the years, consultants and that sort of thing, and you've kind of alluded to it, but I'll just ask you again, what makes a good business partner to you? What makes a good business consultant to you?
A lot of it has to do with the relationship. It's got to go beyond just what we're talking about, deeper relationship. And I've enjoyed the times that we've had a chance to talk about other things besides business, right? I think that's critical to building the relationship. I think it's critical that they share the same value set that you have. If somebody doesn't share my values, I'm not going to be able to work
tough
with them for very long. Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing is they've got to see and buy into your vision. And I've had several situations from time to time where they were good people and everything else, but they couldn't understand what my vision is. And if they don't understand my vision, again, we're just not going to be a very good match.
Yeah.
And sometimes my vision is cloudy. I get it. It can be a little crazy sometimes, but you've got to be able to kind of see it with the same eyes I'm viewing it as.
Well, one of the things I'm grateful for with working with you is that you sort of grant us the ability to say that kind of stuff to you. We're appreciative of that. I mean, we talk about different things and come at it from a different angle. And if we don't agree, that's okay.
Yeah.
But we do agree on a lot of stuff because of some of the things you identified.
Absolutely.
So it's a two-way street. We appreciate it as well.
And there's never a time that I don't at least give consideration. I feel like as an entrepreneur, you still have to be the guy that makes all or guy or gal. It's still on your shoulders. You have to make the decisions, but you have to be willing to take all sorts of input, even the input you don't want. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, so as we wrap this up, tell us one more time about how you get your stuff out on social media, because we're going to do the same. So,
okay. Well, a couple of things. One is, and I would encourage dealers to do this. Video, I think, is the medium of the future. Okay. Yeah. You don't have to be a TikTok social media expert, but you do have to be willing to stand in front of a camera and say,
here's my stuff.
Yeah, here's my stuff. I did this. I think marketing is about telling a story. Okay. If you think marketing is about putting out product, people aren't interested in products, but they're interested in stories. I look at it like what was it, the DIY network and HGTV. My wife's an HGTV junkie. Okay. She'll watch that all day. What is that? That's my job. She's watching people do the same thing I do every day, but somebody's putting a camera in front of somebody while it's happening. So I kind of got the idea, well, if those guys can do it, I think I can do it. Just put a camera in front of it, and you don't have to be great. Just even if you just take a couple of pictures and slides, guys, you can really dress up things. And then you got to get some Facebook followers and stuff like that, and that's always helpful. And I've got I've got a marketing person that does just a great job on my social media that I'm very thankful to have as part of my life as well.
Oh, that is great. So I know that Rehmann is going to put this out on its webpage.
Okay.
We're going to do Facebook.
Okay.
We're going to put it out on YouTube.
Okay.
So I finally get to say the phrase, smash that like button.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of excited about that. And then Abbey Carpet is very graciously going to send it out to its members, which we think is just wonderful.
Let me throw one more. Have
All
you
right,
thought about LinkedIn?
Oh, no question. Yep. Rehmann has a LinkedIn page.
Absolutely. I'm surprised what is out there. That's one of the mediums that I'm learning a little bit more about as we go. And it's pretty amazing that the number of people and the contacts that you can make on LinkedIn.
So other than friends and family, I think I have like 4 LinkedIn people following me.
Okay.
And mostly I think it's people from the IRS, but that's a whole other story. So we're going to do that. And then you know what? We're going to do another one of these, I think, thanks to you.
I would love to. It's been a blast.
Come on back and let's do it all over again, shall we?
Let's do it.
The next Rehmann one is going to be on succession planning. So maybe we'll tie you into that one as well.
There we go. I'm excited. It's been a pleasure to be a part of what you guys are doing here, and been a pleasure to be part of Abbey. And I wish the Abbey dealers that are out there very good success this year. It's a hard business to be involved in, and I truly wish you success. And I hope they decide to take advantage of all of the services that you guys offer.
Well, we're really grateful for that. Thank you again. So, hey, everyone, thanks again for listening. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you again next time.